Hey everyone, Ryan here. So let's take a look at doing some SubD modeling, and something that comes up quite often would be, let's say you want to put a cylinder or a circle in a square. So let's start with the square. Just gonna pop open a default ground plane, turn off my grid, and I'm gonna hit Shift D to do a faceted subdivide and just get some geometry in here to start playing with. Alright, and likewise, let's get our circle that we want to attach in here. So I'm going to start with the cylinder here. And I want it to be 8 sides. Let's just hit OK, see where it is. I'm going to just copy that quickly into a new mesh layer, paste it, and scale it up a touch. Let's go out. And I'm going to pull it up and make it a little bit wider here. Alright, so first thing I want is the bottom of my cylinder to be flush with my ground plane. And that's pretty simple. We come in here, use our snapping, constrain the background, have vector mode on, and just pull it straight down. Boom! Snaps to the bottom there, and I'm going to hit delete so we no longer have that polygon down at the bottom. Alright, so there's a couple of things we can do, and I'll show you the first method, and that's putting that where it's, let's see, larger than 4 polygons. Easiest way, if you double click this, is to have eight edges. The easiest way would be come here, delete those, and if it was small enough, we could just bridge those to the 8 edges, of our cylinder. But that's not going to work for this example, so let's come in here and delete all the polygons around where we want our hole. Now I'm going to cut my cylinder and paste it into my square. So if we double click these guys, you'll notice we have 16 edges and we want to merge those in with those 8. So bridge isn't going to work for that, but what we can do is create some polygons. So I'm going to go into vertex mode and select 1, 2, 3, and 4 verts in a clockwise manner and hit P for polygon. Now if I did that, it didn't go in perfect order, like it came here and hit P, you'll notice that polygon is now flipped. It's one polygon, but it's all goofy. So when you're selecting those to create a polygon, it's very important to do it in a nice orderly manner. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and hit P for polygon. And we can come all the way around and do that. Alright, so we got 1, 2, 3, and 4. P, create a polygon. There we go. Now we have a nice kind of welded cylinder into our ground plane. Now if I hit tab to subdivide it, well, it's not perfect yet, and let's take a look at what we can do to fix that. So one way to kind of get a nice edge going all the way around here, be select our edge loop all the way around, and use our slide tool with duplicate on. So I'm going to right click here on the edge and choose slide. And if I just start pulling out, you'll notice it's just moving that whole edge. That's not what we want. We want to actually duplicate that edge when we slide it. So we go up, you'll notice it comes up and then down. So that's good. But right now we're on a percentage, so it's going to kind of interpolate between this edge here, so you can see it's smaller, and this gap here is larger because it's trying to do the same percent all the way up here. That's not what we want. We want to do a distance. And now if we do that, you'll see we have a nice kind of uniform edge all the way around. So we got that going on. And now what we want to do is run our edge slice tool. You just hit C on the keyboard for that. And that's a great tool. You kind of click here and I'm going to click on that edge and slide it all the way down to 100%. And just click on the next edge. And likewise, I'm going to click here and slide it all the way back. Now that we got those, we can join, average these two verts. So we don't want this end gone here. We want to keep this all quads. So on our vertex menu, you can see we have join average. There we go. And then we can just kind of pull it out here to make it look nice and even. So again, C for edge slice. 1, 2, and 3. And join those. Then position it back. So I'm going to do that all the way around real quick. Alright, so now we kind of have a little barrier around our SubD, so when it tries to interpolate between the next curve, down here is looking good. It's a nice hard edge here, but obviously it's going to try to smooth from this guy all the way up here, so we need to get some edge spans up here on our cylinder. We can do that a handful of ways. We can do the one we just saw, where we select that guy and slide it and come all the way up. Alright, there we go. And now you can see we have a nice, super smooth SubD joined edge here on the bottom. And for the top, you can see it's trying to smooth all the way down. We can just simply double click that guy and hit B for bevel and do an edge, nice little edge bevel up there. And there we go. Nice, super smooth cylinder inside of a square. So that's one way to do it, when we actually took 16 edges and brought them into 8. But you might run into a little bit easier of a time other places. So I'm just going to hit D, do a subdivide, and I'm going to, again, jump in my cylinder tool. This time I'm actually going to set the bottom right here on Y, and hit apply. Alright. Let's grab that guy and let's slide him over here somewhere and scale it up. So before we deleted 16 polygons, this time we really need to do 4 because it's kind of inside this group of 4. If it's small enough to fit inside these 4, that'll be a little bit easier. So I'm going to come in here, 1, 2, 3, 4, delete, go to the bottom, get rid of that guy, and delete. This one's going to be quite a bit simpler. We can go into edge mode, double click these guys, you see we have 8 edges, double click these guys, we have 8 edges, hold shift, double click these guys, right click on edge, and choose bridge, click one time, and there we go. Again, we have the same problem, so this time we can just come in here, double click, hit B for bevel, and do a nice little edge bevel. Hit tab. And there we go. 2 different methods for putting a cylinder inside of a square.